Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and I have another diamond in the rough for you today. His name is Solomon Alexander. He's a defensive lineman out of Shepherd University. Nice to meet you, buddy.
Nice to meet you too.
So yeah, Shepherd, actually, kind of a bit of a hometown school for me. Closest university for me. So I try my best to get to at least one game every year. But uh, great school. Excellent program there that they've developed. But before we get started talking about anything else, Bud, go ahead and give me a little bit of your background. Tell me where you're from and walk me through your story a little bit.
I'm from Wilmington, Delaware, smallest state in the U.S. But I went to St. George's Technical High School. I played offensive line, and that's why I started to play defensive line. Um, High school was rough for me. I wasn't like one of those guys, those standout guys in high school. It took me a while to get used to just playing offensive line, defensive line, and stuff like that. Never made all conference or nothing like that. So going to that next level, I always wanted to play at the D1 level. But, my coaches in high school was honest with me. It was like, you're not one of the standout guys. So you got to find what fits you. And my guy was David Williams. I talk to him now. Great mentor for me. He was like, you have an opportunity in front of you. Just keep pursuing it, keep grinding. You got this. So I chose JUCO, went to Valley Forge Military College under Coach Lou Orth, and Mike Davis was my defensive line coach who played in the league back in the day. He was my defensive line coach, and that's where I blossomed. Freshman year, I made first team all conference, and sophomore year, I made first team all conference defensive end. Recorded a lot of tackles for loss, sacks. I really flourished in JUCO, and that set me up to go to Shippensburg University, where my first year, 2020 was I went into 2024. So because of COVID, we couldn't play. So, just still there trying to get my education at the same time. That 2021 season came along, and it was shaky for me at first. In the beginning of the season, I did get hurt, so I missed a lot. But came back in later, second half of the year, and was a great piece to our program. We went 9-2, didn't make the playoffs, but still a great year. That was my junior year, so that year I knew I was graduating, and I didn't know what was the next step for me. My ultimate goal was to get a shot and an opportunity to pursue the pros. As a little kid growing up, I've been playing the game since I was 5 years old. That's 18, just about 18 years I've been playing this game, and it's all I've known, and I love it. And I'm not ready to hang up the pads yet. So I took some deep thought, talking with my parents, entered the transfer portal. With that, I was given the opportunity to play at Shepherd University. Go to Shepherd, new kid, grad transfer, new kid on the block, just coming off of, they went 13-2, made it to the Final Four last in 2021. Made it to the Final Four, lost, but coming off a great year, they won the region championship, and I wanted to, they was looking to replace some guys up front. So, I got the opportunity, went into camp, full steam ahead, ready to grind. Was given the opportunity to start, and from there, by the third game, I was the starting defensive tackle. From the third game, I took off. Sacks, interceptions, tackles. I was a great piece to our defense, and we ran through the PSAC, honestly. It was a great time. We went 13-2 this year, lost in the PSAC championship to IUP, got it back in the regional championship, beat them, but lost to Colorado School of Mines. I was under a great coach, and Laverne Beelan. He coached now at Towson University. Great coach with a resume. He's coached many of guys I know personally in the league. So I was under great guys, and Coach McCook, great head coach, put myself in a great program to now be able to sit in this position with a couple great guys, Tyson Bagent, Joey Fisher, Ronnie Brown. I'm in a great opportunity for the pros. With our pro day coming up, I'm put in a great situation to just get my name out there and show the teams that I could be that diamond in the rough.
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying, I mean, you're in a position at Shepherd University where, like, um, obviously, like, there's the spotlight's on a couple other people. Let's just be real, and it really giving you an opportunity so that when all them scouts do come in, you're able to hopefully open up their eyes and show them that, hey, I'm another one of these diamonds in the rough too, man. So you get that opportunity at your pro day actually next week. So anyway, so let's kind of I guess sum up some of the things that you said one more time just to reiterate them for some people. I mean, uh, Delaware kid going the JUCO route, Valley Forge, from there to Shippensburg, from Shippensburg staying in the PSAC at
Yeah.
Shepherd. Um, let's walk through that a little bit. Like you said, felt the best thing for you coming out of high school was to go the JUCO route. Um, of all the guys that I talked to that go the JUCO route, I feel like JUCO gets a bad rap at times, but it really helps mold a person as a player and also as a man. Talk about how your time at JUCO really helped you grow. So go for it.
Going JUCO, that transition from high school to college, a lot of people don't understand, especially as an athlete. That is very difficult. Um, and when you're high school going to a D1, that jump can sometimes affect a lot of people, differently because your classes, your lifting program, your practices, all that's all on you. I mean, you have your coach's help, but at the same time, this is your decision to go to these things. So going JUCO, it just helped me transition a lot easier. Made my transition easier. My coaches was on me. Even though I had my family on my back, I had myself because the ultimate goal in JUCO is to get out.
Of course.
To keep playing football. I played 2 seasons there. So my ultimate goal was to make it to the next level. And in college, be surprisingly like you'll see who it molds you. Like is you really about it. Honestly, like it takes hard work and dedication. It's not just like, oh, you here and you can play football. No, like you're trying to make it to the next level. And you see some people make it and you see the others that don't, it's really a grind. It takes literally is just a grind, honestly.
No, and I hear you. I mean, obviously that grind is real. It really tests people and it tests really how much you love this game. So I got to pose that question to you. What is it you love most about the game of football?
What I love most is I'm a defensive player. I like to hit people. It's just, I don't know. It's just hitting somebody, I can't say I have a lot of anger or frustration, but, the game helps me take some of that out. It's just, I fell in love with it at 5. My dad, the first tackle football, put a helmet on. My first position was center. I played center. I was on the line from the beginning, and I'm gonna stay on the line the rest of my life. But it was just the contact. I love contact. I love being physical, and yeah, that's what I love about it.
Well, hey, I feel the game is won and lost in the trenches, being in there, duking it out with the guy literally in front of you and hopefully being the one to win that one-on-one matchup and get in the backfield and make some plays. Um, so yeah, you got through JUCO, got an opportunity, stayed fairly close. Went to Shippensburg, where I believe you got your bachelor's degree, correct?
Yep, I got my bachelor's degree in criminal justice.
Nice. So, having your bachelor's degree in criminal justice, have you ever thought about maybe what perhaps you might do with that? Maybe once football's done for you?
I want to get into working with juveniles. I feel like I love working with the youth. I worked at a school. So the younger generation, I want them to see, because growing up in Wilmington, Delaware, it's rough. Not everybody makes it out. And I want them to understand that Like even though you're in the city, it's so much opportunity out there. Um, so I want to help those kids that's in the juvenile system. Like there's more than just these four walls or this system. It's so many things that you can do, get your education. And one of my biggest things was for me growing up, I wasn't a trouble kid, but I was in and out of trouble sometimes. I would put myself in rough situations that I had to get myself out of. And my godfather was one of my biggest heroes. He passed in my freshman year, 2019, but he was an educator. And he told me, get your education because it's going to take you further in life. And my biggest goal was to not just play football, but get my education on top of that because that's what he instilled in me. My education is just going to set me up for success later on in life.
Sure. And I mean, of course, football is only going to be like this part of your life. Like, when it's all said and done, I mean, not everybody's Tom Brady and can play forever.
Right.
Thankful he's, wrapped that up. We hope, but, no, just joking about that. But, yeah, of course, good to have that degree and hopefully you are able to, help out some kids like later down the line. But of course, right now, you're pursuing the pros. So you got that degree in criminal justice at Shippensburg, and then after Shippensburg, you got to Shepherd, where like we've kind of already mentioned, real excellent program to be a part of. I mean, past 2 seasons, winning 13 games, just you know from top to bottom, both offense and defense, really doing an excellent job. Um, when we talk about how you have been used in that program and perhaps others, where are you used on that defensive line? Can you talk to me about your overall experience?
So my overall experience at Shepherd, both at Ship Two, JUCO, I played that 4-eye technique in the 3-4 defense. So that's basically defensive end. And then transition into Ship and Shepherd, I played that 3-tech role. I played some 4-eye, some defense end, certain packages, but I played mostly in between the tackles. Definitely gets unchy in between them tackles with them guards pulling, double teams, but to held my ground. Definitely, I think that's when I started to find I love being in that cluster. It's a lot that happens. A lot of people don't see that and understand it, but a lot happens in there, and it's just that drive that because you're standing basically in front of another man and saying, I'm stronger than you, or I'm better than you. I'm gonna beat you. Even when it comes to a double team, it takes two of y'all to beat me. Take one person.
All
So
right.
definitely felt like, yeah.
Well, there's a part of me that feels, however, you're likely going to end up being like on the edge, like in that 4-eye, like you were talking about, perhaps like at the next level. At least that's kind of how I see you transitioning. Can you, I guess, confirm that? Like, how do you see yourself, progressing from where you're at right now, to the next level? Where do you think that you're going to fit in at the professional level?
At the professional level, I think I definitely see myself playing more end. I do have the weight, but and then the height. So I'm playing. I can play both. I have the size to stay on the inside, but I also don't have. I have the height to do both. It's wherever they need me. Honestly, I can play both inside and outside. I can rush the passer, and I can also stop the run.
So, of those things that you talk about, what do you feel is perhaps like your best attribute as a prospect? I mean, can you talk about that?
My best attribute I feel is I can stop the run for one because that once you stop the run, it opens up so much for the offense, but it opens up us for defense alignment. I love rushing passer. Give me one on one with a tackle or one on one with a guard, and I'm beating them. I have the speed, the agility, and the leverage. So
Nice. So when you're maybe perhaps looking at a guy at the next level, I mean, are you studying the guys that are on the inside, on the outside as an edge rusher? Like, who are you following, or who are you maybe a fan of at the next level that you're aspiring to be?
of course, at the next level, Aaron Donald is one.
He's
One
the
of the
goat.
most
My
elite.
he's the goat in my opinion. I'm sorry.
And yeah, for D tackles, and a lot of people sleep on for a big guy that's a D tackle, Malik Collins, who played for Dallas, who played for the Raiders. Big guy, quick on his feet. Max Crosby, great defensive end rusher. Um, it's so many Khalil Mack. It's so many great edge rushers out there. So it's hard to choose.
Well, I mean, but of course, I mean, hopefully you are studying those people. When you think about all the quarterbacks that are in the league, is there one of them that you'd love to be able to sack?
Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. Well, that's fun. So, um, obviously, you've been able to do a lot of things in college, getting a lot of great plays, whether it be sacks or what have you. Talk about some of your best memories, whether it be at JUCO, Shippensburg, or Shepherd. So, give me maybe a game or even a play.
Okay, so I could do one just about every level. JUCO. It was like end of my freshman year, and I know I needed another sack to add on just to for my stat book, for my stats to help get me ready for that next transition. It was towards we came out the second half, and I was like, I need a sack, I need a sack, and I don't know how I timed it up perfectly, but I literally shot the gap as soon as the center snapped the ball, and as soon as the quarterback got it, I sacked him, and it was a forced fumble. We recovered it and ended up scoring. That was my favorite moment from JUCO. Shippensburg, coming back from my injury, that first game back, we played Bloomsburg week 4, I believe, and I got a sack my second play. Um, it was a loss for I think 10. Um, Definitely that was a memorable moment at Shippensburg, and then at Shepherd, get my first interception. Um, that was
That's
against
wild to think about a defensive
right.
lineman getting an interception. So keep
Right, it was
talking, man.
crazy.
Sorry.
It was crazy. It was fourth and it was against Bloomsburg, I believe. Yeah. It was like 4th and 2, and they went for it. And we knew all week our coach told us they're low balls. They're low balls. He's throwing them low. Get your hands up. Our other defensive tackle, we was doing a stunt. Our other defensive tackle ended up tapping it, and it popped up in the air, and I literally picked it off. Ran for about 3 yards, but in between the tackles, I'm gonna get tackled anyway. I ain't that it's hard to get in between and try to run.
Sure.
But definitely those were my memorable moments in college.
Awesome. And again, like we've mentioned, part of a great program there at Shepherd. I know guys coming out this year, we've already mentioned them. Bajent, Fisher, Brown, also I think Brian Walker,
Yep.
tight end, a lot of great talented guys coming out. Who's going to be there? I mean, can you give us I guess a sneak peek as to like next season? I mean, who's sticking around?
We still got a great group, half the defense is coming back, offense still stacked with great players. Shepherd should not fall off at all as a program. Definitely great athletes coming in, just like me. It's going to be also other grad transfers that's played the game. That's the biggest thing, getting in those guys that's played the game already and that's well versed and knows how to adapt to different programs. So definitely looking forward to next season, watching them ball out, and hopefully
Gotcha.
they
Can you
make
give
it.
me at least one name?
Dwayne.
Wayne. Okay. All right. I'll take a look at that roster.
Number 3, linebacker.
All right. I'll take a look at that roster later, but appreciate that one. Let's take a moment to meet Solomon Alexander outside of a football player. So give me something about you that's fun, interesting, unique, whether it be hobbies or whatever. So give me something about you that maybe not everybody knows.
I have my own clothing brand. I started it in honor of my godfather who passed away. Definitely a big part of my life. It's called Conquer Battles. He died my freshman year from kidney disease. A lot of people don't understand it, how kidney disease works. It starts when you're younger, diabetes, and then later on in transition. And once your kidneys aren't functioning well, So died from that, and I was his literally my logo is his initials. So his initials was CB3. So C and my B is like it looks like a three and it's backwards. So um but it's called Conquer Battles. It's a clothing brand. I later want to transition into a nonprofit organization to help especially in the Black community, because this mostly affects us. Show that there's a healthier lifestyle to where you can live longer. My godfather was only 43 when he died. He was young. So, and that really, it flipped my world upside down, but also gave me motivation to be great because that's what he wanted. And he wanted to see me pursue, get my education, get my degree, because I know without him in high school, I probably would never graduate high school. And for him to not see me graduate college was something I would love him to see, but I know he's proud of me up there and watching over me. So
Sure, sure. And with regards to that clothing brand, I mean, can people go to like your Instagram or something in order to
on my
see that or
Instagram,
what?
I have a website. I also have a business page, so you can all get that under my Instagram. Definitely coming up with some new stuff. You know, it's life, balancing life, training, football, clothing brand. So, I try to manage that, but it's just me, I started it in 2020. Just had my 2-year anniversary, it's a growing thing and I'm sticking to it because it's something I'm passionate about, not just football, but just that, because I want to help like my community, especially, and just make a difference because he changed my life.
Cool, cool. Drop your social media real quick so people know where to find that.
Instagram is s.alexander52. Twitter is solo_Alexander.
All
Yep.
right, man. Thanks. Um, Obviously right now you're preparing for that pro day. It's going to be here before we know it. What are you expecting to do at that pro day? Either if it's like a particular number or something in some drill or what? I mean, but what are you trying to prove to the scouts out there?
I'm trying to prove to them that even though I'm a small school guy, just like the rest of the guys that's doing the pro day with me, I'm something special. Whether you could put me in so many different situations, and I'll be able to adapt. Just running that 4.7, that 4.6 to show them that I can move at my weight. I'm a heavier guy because I played 3 tech. So just showing that I can move and be agile on my feet, in that 5.10.5, run a 4.5, looking to touch those numbers.
Cool, man. Well, best of luck moving forward. I mean, I know you it's going to be an exciting pro day for you. So, I mean, hopefully all works well. But best of luck to you with everything you got going on in your life right now, okay?
Thank you.
Sure. So, once again, Solomon Alexander, he's defensive lineman at a Shepherd. Definitely check him out.